On this episode of SlickWorks, I'm going to show you guys how to install a drift brake on a car that has drums and shoes. Okay, so first thing I need to do is figure out where my drift handle is going to be. After that, we're going to figure out if there's anything below the transmission hump that's going to get in the way of the linkage I'll be putting down there. So, what is comfortable? Let's see. This is the start of my drift handle. I think that is going to be the perfect spot. Alright. Now I'm going to use my sharpened punch, pop a hole into it, crawl underneath, see where the light's shining through, and see if there's anything in the way down there. Alright, I got the hole cut in the floor, but I noticed as I'm rocking it back and forth, the bottom of that is hitting the transmission cross member. So I'm going to go down there and mark how much of that rod I need to hack off. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so on the interior side of things, I have all my stuff laid out. So there's my handle, got my hole cut for my cable to go through, one mounting bracket that I cut out and pounded roughly into the shape that I need. It's kind of close enough. The other mount for the other side, my two sleeves that I'm going to pack full of grease, that'll sit there, and that goes through there. And a couple washers for those sleeves. Now, I'll show you how this is all going to fit up and make sense inside the car. Also, I have a shifter sock and the handle, of course. All right, over on the car side of things, or on the interior side of things, let's just get this split loom up and over there. We have this piece. So this, let's slide the sleeves on. So we got one sleeve there, the other sleeve there. That's going to go through like that. That'll go down through the hole. So that one's going to be bolted in place. And then this sleeve, both sleeves are going to be welded on. So that looks pretty well exactly where I want it. So yeah, plenty of throw there. That should be enough pull to lock up the brakes. So that's what I've come up with. So I'm going to bolt these pieces in place now. And then, yeah, slide this on there and weld it all together. Okay, so now everything is done inside the car, so now we gotta focus on what's going on underneath the car. So, got my cable clamps, got my cable. So now what we're gonna do, separate all this stuff. All right, so this is gonna go through the bottom of the handle, and that's gonna get clamped in place. But I think I might have an idea to make the clamp hold a little bit tighter. That's step one. All right, clamp number one is on there. Just gonna throw another one back here. Take my trusty scissors, give it a little snip. Okay, So now we're going through this end of the turnbuckle here, so if the brakes start softening up on me over time, I can just loosen that nut and tighten it back up. And a couple more clamps on this guy. Alright guys, it's a new day today, and I blasted all the parts with just a little bit of trim block last night. I'll show you how they look. So I got these parts shot with just a little trim black just to make them look a little nicer, even though they're going to be hidden by this guy, most likely. Yeah, so I'm going to sand down this. I'm actually going to paint this outside because I want this to be SlickWorks orange because this is rare. It's gonna look so out of place in a G-body, especially a G-body with a NASCAR style paint job. So I want to make sure that it stands out and is obvious that it's got a drift brake in there. I'm going to bring this outside, shoot it outside. If it gets bugs in it, whatever. While that shifter handle is curing up, I've got this driver fan, so it's gonna go right there. So I made a little cardboard template, so that's gonna be the angle that the fan's at. And I've already cut the steel, put one bend in it, but I want to give it a little touch of class. Well, this has snowballed. It's 12:30 at night, little after. So we started this whole thing making the handbrake for the floor. So I thought, well, if I got that hole there, I'm not going to want to take everything out to redo the floor. But I had to clean up the wiring first, so I cleaned up the wiring with a couple nice split looms for the shifter. And once the wiring was cleaned up, well, I better do the floor before I install the brake in. So now this is where we're at. So I've gotten the passenger side done as well as the shelf there under the parcel tray. But yeah, the rear seats, that'll have to wait for tomorrow. I am too tired right now. But yeah, we're getting somewhere. Oh yeah, also another thing, snowball. While the clear coat was curing, got my fan installed. So that is really nice and firm. I don't know what is behind this flimsy plastic dash piece that I screwed into, but it is absolutely rock solid. So yeah, happy day, happy day. Bombs away. Back in the shop, and it is time to finally get my handbrake fully installed in the car. And I got something to show you guys. You ready for it? Check this out. Pretty sweet, right? So I etch primed it, and then I hit it with trim black, and then I hit it with the Proform rubberized, European rubberized gravel guard. This stuff is amazing. Look at that floor. Looks gorgeous. And the fan looks really good in there too. SlickWorks' biggest fan. But I had a thought. So on the shifter, there's the housing and of course this piece. I'm wondering if I still have room for that stuff with where I put the handbrake. I'm not really sure. So I guess we'll figure that out together. I'm gonna get this thing unmasked and then let's slip it in the hole and see what happens. Well, that looks awesome, but just had a little realization. And if we come down under here, there's the cable, right? And this is where we need it to attach to. So I think I may have made it a little too long. So I gotta cut this and take probably, oh, I don't know, a lot out of it.
A few moments later.
Okay, we are fully connected up to the factory foot brake cable. So now I just got to pull this nice and tight, loop that around, and then put some clamps in there. Cut the extra off, and it should be good to go. Well, before I clean everything up over there, there's only one thing left to do, I guess. Well, that'll definitely lock up the back tires. It is still a little bit sloppy. Plus, there's a lot of tension from the cable rubbing the underside of the car. Yeah, but we're gonna deal with that later. It's installed, it's tight underneath. That turnbuckle is wound all the way out, so I can always tighten it up if it's still too sloppy for me once I get out there. But for now, I'm gonna clean up the area, make it look nice, and yeah, wrap it up. Figured I should freshen up the gear indicator a little bit. There we go. A couple coats of that ought to do it. Is that slick or not slick? I don't know. I kind of like it open without this. It's just way cooler without. Well, I tell you guys, it does not get much cooler than that. I tell you what. You guys didn't think I was going to end off the episode without actually testing the handbrake, did you? Well, I pulled off these big fat meats because it'll have a heck of a time locking those up. Spoiler. So I threw on these teeny tiny little 14s off like an S10 or something like that. Surely these will lock up. It's hilarious. The other tires kind of stick out right to there, and these tiny little things. Yeah, let's go lock them up. Now, I can't give away too much of the interior, but the interior is finished. Chucky's got a brand new carb on it. Also, I took like 2 quarts of tranny fluid out of it. There was way too much transmission fluid. I don't know who did that. Here we go. I need some tire squealing therapy. Well, we've confirmed the handbrake works. So now I'm just out doing hood ratch with my buddy Jay. Well, I call that mission accomplished. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Car's coming. Keep going. Yeah, yeah.